friends, if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. There are so many emotions that can feel very difficult for the body to sit in. In this video, we're going to consider what it feels like when we sit in those very hard emotions. My name is Raquel Perez, and I am a licensed professional counselor candidate in the state of Colorado. So let's go ahead and get started. There are many videos that I have posted about primary and secondary emotions. One that focuses on the both of them and how they interchange with each other, and another one that focuses on secondary emotions. But what about those primary emotions? Primary emotions are the core emotion that is happening inside of our bodies. Once we get to that core emotion, once we uncover and find that core emotion, which I have covered on how to do that in other videos in the past, so please check those out if that sounds interesting. But to get back to primary emotions, once we get to the emotion, that core emotion that's happening, what happens then? Where do we go from there? Many times, the reason that these primary emotions kind of get covered up and are very difficult to identify and are very difficult to uncover, if you will, is because oftentimes we can feel like those emotions will swallow us up. Like if those emotions are going to take us over, they're going to consume all of our being. And naturally, if we feel like our being is going to be consumed by this very strong emotion, we're going to want to move away from that emotion. So what happens once I move into that emotion, once I lean into that emotion, then what's going to happen? The way I like to describe this is in this way. The body is so incredible in the way that it's organized. And I don't think that we sit and give it enough credit, because our bodies, they really do know what to do if we allow them to do what it is that they need to do. So to put this into perspective and to give an analogy of what the way that I like to explain it is that it's this wave. And so it's like riding the emotional wave. Now, what do I mean by that? Riding the emotional wave means that once I identify that core emotion that is happening in my body is going to begin to have a reaction to that. Because it's going to feel like it's going to swallow me up, I'm going to want to pull away from that. But if instead I lean into that, my body's going to kind of take over. And it's going to allow that emotion to bubble up, come up, and it's going to find its own natural crest. Now that crest is going to look different for all of us. For some of us, it may turn into tears. For others, it may ball up in our throat and feel like it gets stuck there. And for some, it may turn into a tightness in our chest or a pain in our stomach. But it will find that natural crest in all of us. Now, once that emotion finds that natural crest, it will release and it will fall back down into its own natural floor. Now, if we think about this cycle all the way through, there's an emotion that's entered into my body. I've identified my primary emotion, and let's say that in this case, that primary emotion is sadness. That sadness has been really hard. It feels like it's going to swallow me up whole. Naturally, I'm going to want to move away from it because I don't want to be swallowed up by this emotion. But instead, I lean into that emotion, and all of a sudden, it gets bubbled all the way up to the surface. And for me, my crest is crying, I let that out in tears. And once that emotion has reached that natural crest, it releases in the sense of relief. And I find my body finds its own natural floor again. Now, it's going to feel incredibly scary at first. Because again, remember, there's this felt sense that my body, my entire being is going to be swallowed up by this emotion. And so it's going to feel very scary to allow my body to really lean in and feel that emotion that's coming in. But once I do that, and I allow my body to ride that emotional wave, it will release, and my body will feel this relief. And very interestingly enough, my body will begin to learn how to naturally allow this riding the emotional wave to happen. And the fear will start to dissipate. These emotions won't feel quite as strong as they once did. And then there will be other emotions that I will be able to practice this emotional wave with. Now, with time and practice of riding that emotional wave, it will get easier. My emotions will feel less overwhelming. And when I begin to uncover more primary emotions as I navigate the world around me, my body will naturally allow this riding the emotional wave to happen. Well, friends, that's all I have for today's video. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to watch it. If you have found the content in this video to be useful or helpful to you in any way, please hit that like and subscribe button down below. If there's content that you want to see me bring to this channel, or if you have any questions, please pop those down in the comments below. Thanks again. I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.